Okay, hey everyone. So it's me, it's Luke. For one thing that you may or may not know about me is that I'm kind of an idiot who tries to do too many things. The month of May for me is insane. I've got two daughters who have birthdays. I have Mother's Day for my wife that we have to celebrate. I have my own birthday. I have all the summer activities starting while all the winter and spring activities are continuing. My time is extremely limited. And I decided though that because I had so much fun with this last year, I really wanted to try and improve on, you know, the hackathon project that I presented last year. For those of you who were here or may not have been here, we're going to do a really quick recap because that's what I always do. My idea was to replace baseball announcers with robots. I thought that, you know, it's something that kind of makes sense. How are we doing it? Well, you probably have all seen me looking at this stuff on my machine before, but this is a website that, or an app that will show you the live feed from a baseball game, thanks to the MLB Gumbo API here. The Gumbo API will send you, you know, data every like 12 seconds, indicating, you know, last pitch, speed of the hit, all sorts of really cool information that, you know, I thought last year, hey, I can use that information to build a radio broadcast. And some would argue that I did it to, you know, some moderate success. This was the basic idea last year. I showed this same slide off last year. Gumbo would be getting read by a node server. That would be communicating with OpenAI. It would be generating a script that I would send to a Python server that would generate the voice, and then my user would be able to listen to that voice. If you recall from last year, I indicated there were a lot of problems. I mean, it worked kind of, but you know, delay, the lack of emotion, awkward silences, which I hate. There was no real storytelling, you know, artificial intelligence. I was kind of saying it's kind of dumb. It's gotten a lot better. You know, this whole idea of trying to prompt to build things. Last year, I was complaining that like I couldn't get anything built, and look at me now. We vibing. But you know, there was nothing around like past events. What aren't we seeing, right? Diving catches were a big thing that I was realizing, like, hey, how do I communicate that? As well as you can't predict baseball. So, you know, looking at it today, the robots have gotten better. And so I'm going to try and take advantage of that. I'm not claiming to be an expert at it, but the tools have gotten a lot better and really allowed me to move really fast and break a whole lot of things this year. So what I did was I started with basically the same code that I started with last year. And then started, well, probably last November, I got a new video card. And around the same time, I noticed that DIA, which was the speech synthesis library that I was using last year, released a version 2.0. I immediately pulled it down on that machine, and I was able to generate some new voices locally, which was really exciting for me. So that's why when I was already thinking about, you know, doing this project in May. So then what I wanted to do was I wanted to add more context, you know, more state, more leverage, more data into my script building, so that, you know, my game would have a little bit, it would have a little bit more information. So I was off and running, but as Mike alluded to here, we just did this terminal beauty pageant, and I was helping out by creating a voice to kind of roast some of the contestants. And for that, I used 11 Labs, and like, having worked on this for like the first week of May and then putting it aside because I was getting frustrated with how slow DIA was on my local, I started working with 11 Labs, and it completely blew me away. The amount of features they had, the speed at which it was able to do. You know, I hadn't sourced a voice to really clone with DIA, but I was having a lot of problems keeping things consistent. So last weekend, when I finally got back to this after the first week of May, I decided, you know what, we're going to switch over to 11 Labs. When I did that, I quickly was able to realize, like, hey, I don't really need to host this anywhere because I can run it all locally now, because I don't need that run pod instance that I was actually generating the voice on last year. I was really cooking. And this week I spent a whole bunch of time with all of this stuff, and you can see how excited I got by doing this. So Got just a blank slide here. Okay, that's fine. So about the data that I mentioned. So I mentioned I wanted to add more stuff, and this is really this is where I made a lot of the decisions. I worked with the LLM to create this rules-based highlight detector. We ran through a whole bunch of different scenarios where we could classify, the emotion, the leverage, and how we'd want to assign that to plays. Like I mentioned, the big problem last year, every play was being seen as its own piece of data. So if you recall, every time the announcers would start talking, they were welcoming you back to the game. You were already there. You didn't really need that. It was causing a lot of repetition and a lot of problems. So what I was able to do was create this like smart state injection system that allowed the LLM to only look at pieces of data as they were changing while being able to keep a constant narrative and not having the announcers constantly repeat themselves. This allowed me to build up stories during the game. And if a pitcher was really dealing out there, just striking everybody out, right? That would be fed into the LLM to really influence the script to help tell the story of the game. If it was a close game late and it was high leverage situations, right? The announcers' voices might change. That was one of the things I wanted. And then, like I mentioned, these highlight tiers that were being used to control the overall vibe. A routine ground ball to the second baseman, pretty standard play that ends up in and out. But like a walk-off home run, an absolute bomb that comes off the bat at 115 miles an hour or more, right? You want something a little more explosive out of your broadcast team. So I have 3 different levels of memory that I set up in here that can exist, and they get passed in to influence the script. There's a game summary, which persists the entire game story as an append-only structure log with a 3-sentence recap that is regenerated every half inning. Every half inning, we also have our own memory for that, and we have some rules about making sure that we don't, talk about storylines that have already been covered. Eventually, this would be really good if we're able to give the LLM access to questions that like human reporters or robot reporters may have spoken with the players about before the game, so that they can work that into it. We were talking with Ernie before the game, and he was saying that he was really working on this. Stuff like that I just didn't have the ability to do last year, but could move a lot faster. So the result, I have 3 demos to quickly play, and you can see here I'm really hopeful that this goes well. For those of you who were here last year, I'm sure you all really enjoyed my my very plain vanilla player that I had. That was, if you recall, it was a white page that said HLS audio stream and had a play button on it that would play it. We got a little fancier this year, again, because of the LLMs and how quickly I'm able to spin up things that look nice. So I'm going to quickly run my demo here. I should have shared my whole screen. You could have seen all the fun things I did after the Terminal Beauty pageant. Okay, so let me just make sure that I've got this. Okay. So this is our game feed. Hopefully it plays.
And we're back. Bottom of the 4. Marlins 1, Blue Jays 0. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. steps in, 1 for 1 on the day.
He's looking sharp early on.
The pitch breaks in beautifully for a called strike, catching the inside corner. That one misses just low, ball 1.
So you can see I have like a game state.
Good take on a tough sinker.
It's updating.
He swings and misses at a nasty slider, dropping out of the zone.
Just couldn't catch up to that one.
A blazing fastball at 99 miles per hour, and he fouls it straight back.
Just a tick late on that one.
And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. lines a single into left field.
So
you can see the confidence there. He really stepped into that one, staying back on the pitch and driving it with authority. Perfectly placed to get it past the infield.
A great piece of hitting by Guerrero to keep this inning alive.
Absolutely. That's the kind of approach you want to see. Just a smooth swing, and he found a gap.
Dalton Varsho steps in, 0 for 1.
So that's the first demo that I have. And then, so as I'm thinking about this, I started thinking about, well, like, what can we do? There's a major problem with this demo, and that's that it doesn't make any money. And ads are a big part of our business. So what I was thinking is like, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could not only like, I mean, listen, I can definitely play ads, but like, what if I could know something about my audience, and then I could actually run the same sort of script and run the same sort of process, generate a script based on their interest, and create them their own between inning ads. And so that's what I did here. And so we're going to just listen to this. So this is from a different game feed. And we're going in late here.
That one's in there for a called strike on the inside corner. Mark Vientos with a full count, facing Sam Maul.
This is a big pitch for Maul. He needs to find the zone and get Vientos to chase.
The pitch is on the way, and Vientos grounds it sharply to the second baseman.
He hit that ball hard, over 100 miles per hour off the bat. But McLean is quick to react, fields it cleanly.
McLean flips to De La Cruz at short, and they turn two.
That's a textbook double play. Vientos couldn't beat the throw to first, and now they're headed to the dugout.
A.J. Ewing is out at second. Vientos is out at first.
Just a tough break there for the Mets, but great defense from the Reds.
That'll do it for the inning. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Your walls look great. Introducing Beef Plaques. Premium, seasoned beef elegantly mounted right on beautiful wood panels. Hack attack strikes. Don't walk to the kitchen. Just stroll up to your living room wall, peel off a strip, and chew. Beef plaque. Beautiful decor. Ask your grocer where the beef plaque aisle is today, or order on Amazon.com.
Please consume wall meat responsibly. Side effects of beef plaques are vomiting, temporary blindness, and the sudden undeniable belief that your living room couch is a rival bull challenging your territory. If you experience an overwhelming urge to graze on your neighbor's front lawn, discontinue use immediately. Remember, meat should be kept in the cold, not between a framed family portrait and a watercolor painting. And we're back.
So
Mets 2. Sal
so
Stewart
that's a
steps
fun
in.
one. And then, one of the things I had to find, because I mentioned the emotion, and I really hope it goes as well as it did the other night when I was getting ready for this. Is you know, a big moment.
Dylan Cruz steps in for his first plate appearance of the day.
A highly touted prospect. Let's see what he can do.
The pitch breaks low and outside, missing the zone for ball one. The fastball misses high. Ball one, just above the letters.
Ball two.
He's got to find that zone with better command.
That one sails high. Ball one, well above the strike zone.
We're running into an issue here.
3 balls and no strikes to Dylan Cruz with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Cruz steps in with a commanding presence. He's been making quite an impact already in his rookie season.
Here comes the pitch from Spencer Strider.
Oh, and he crushes this one. A towering fly ball to left field.
That ball is way out of here. A solo home run for Dylan Cruz.
Holy cow! That ball was absolutely launched. I'd say it left the bat at about 108 miles per hour, projected to land.
So anyway, that's kind of where I got with it this year. When I ran the homer one the other night, the Marty Dofinger there, he screamed out "Holy shit" instead, which I thought was great. But yeah, that's where I got with it this year. If we do this again next year, definitely need to get on training it based on real scripts to get stuff be a little bit better. And obviously some more bugs to work out. Mike gave the idea of using a video feed and you know, actually generating it from the video feed so I could get some of those, you know, those diving catches and whatnot. But yeah, again, had a ton of fun doing that this year, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and you know, we'll keep moving on with this hackathon.